So I decided that I wanted to take some time to teach people about the McDonald's coffee case and spilling coffee on yourself. And in fact, why there's an award and it's not millions of dollars, and why things like that happen, and why indeed it's actually true justice. Stella Liebeck, 79 years old. Her and her grandson went to McDonald's. She wanted to treat her grandson. She purchased coffee. I don't know what her grandson had. They pulled out and they were parked in the parking lot. Miss Liebeck went to open her coffee and she spilled it onto her lap. She immediately, within 1 second, had 6% body surface area burns that were 3rd degree. What are 3rd degree burns? Well, they require skin grafting. They're severe. She was hospitalized for over a week. Tens of thousands of dollars of medical bills. The question became, how in the world did spilling coffee onto herself result in burns that quick? So they started looking into this. What they found was that McDonald's was brewing their coffee between 180 and 190 degrees. A high temperature of brewed coffee would typically be in the 160 degree range. And in fact, there are many things out there that suggest the best flavors are 120 to 140 degrees. But through depositions and discovery and attorneys being involved, what they found was that McDonald's actually was brewing their coffee between 180 and 190 degrees because they felt it was like a trade secret. They felt that it brought out coffee notes, flavors that were different from everybody else's, which is true. High temperature brewed coffee will bring out different flavors. McDonald's thought this differentiated them and made their coffee sales more profitable. What's worse yet, McDonald's had had over 700 documented complaints about the temperature of their coffee and burns prior to Stella Liebeck, our 79-year-old female, burning her groin with 3rd degree burns from this coffee. Over 700 complaints. What had McDonald's done? You guessed it, nothing. Well, then the lawyers got involved, of course, and the lawsuit went on. Prior to trial, the lawyers actually asked for $20,000. They wanted money to pay Miss Liebeck's bills. That's what they asked for. Miss Liebeck wasn't looking for millions of dollars. She asked for $20,000. McDonald's response at that time was first a lie. They claimed the car was moving when the coffee spilled.
It seems she was holding a cup between her legs while driving.
Clamped it between her legs, drove down the street, spilled it, burned herself, sued McDonald's, and collected.
That was later proved to be untrue. There were several accusations and things that went on where they tried to avoid and not take responsibility for what had gone on. In fact, it got so bad that when it actually went to trial, Miss Liebeck was awarded $200,000. That's what the jury awarded her, $200,000. That was actually reduced then to $160,000. You see, the court and our systems have limits, have amounts that you can't exceed. That was reduced to $160,000. The jury was so upset about McDonald's behaviors, and one, why they were heating their coffee to that degree, 2, how they'd ignored 700 complaints, and then 3, how they tried to point the finger at Miss Liebeck. The jury was so upset that they awarded $2.7 million in punitive damages. How did they come to the $2.7 million? They asked what 2 days worth of coffee sales at McDonald's were. 2 days of coffee sales. 2 days of coffee sales were $2.7 million. That's what they awarded her. 2 days. Well, guess what? Even that got reduced. The court reduces that because, of course, there are limits on what people can collect, as I explained. That got reduced to $480,000. So here's the truth about the McDonald's coffee case. Number one, can you just spill coffee on yourself and make millions of dollars? No. The truth is, you can't lie. You can't lie and blame people for things you're responsible for. You can't put profits ahead of people. You can't have 700 complaints and ignore them. Someone can't go in the hospital for a week with 3rd degree burns and skin grafting and you not stand up and take some responsibility. And when that person's not greedy and asks for $20,000 to help with their medical bills, well, it might be a good idea to pay that. That's Stella Liebeck's case. I can't imagine how humiliated she must feel when there are partial truths out there that suggest that she spilled coffee on herself and she sued. Yeah, ultimately she did spill coffee on herself and she did sue. But ultimately there's a lot more to the story. And the true justice was done when a jury heard this. The unfortunate injustice may be actually that these millions of dollars of awards that everybody thinks existed, well, they were actually reduced. As you heard there, the $2.7 million was reduced to $480,000. Frankly, I wouldn't get skin grafting, third-degree burns, and burn my crotch for $480,000. Personally, I'd be very upset if a company was misleading and did that to me. And if they were penalized 2 days of their profits for doing that, I don't think that that's such an injustice. Now you have the real story. Now you no longer have a partial truth. I hope this helps you. I hope you share this with people. I hope you explain the McDonald's coffee case to everybody you cross.